Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am the illustrious, elite one man. Today, to bring another random discussion topic with you. Now, I'm not gonna hide it. I am indeed a fan of harem anime. I'm generally a fan of all anime, even anime I don't like. But I generally prefer harem anime when they're good. But we, as a fandom, are seeing less and less of this genre being good, let alone great. Ever the more are we seeing the goddamn beta cuck males being a harem king. These anime face several problems. One, the story pattern runs the same, unless you are a minority character as an utter asshat of a main character such as Trinity 7 or Rogue Hero. Aesthetica is a Rogue Hero. How many times do I have to get that wrong? 2. Most of the females involved are closer to just being raw tropes rather than proper female characters. Remember, create a facade of realism with all of your characters, otherwise you take us out of the world itself. 3. A mostly insufferable main protagonist unless you are in the minority, as in like you are a main character with the minority of a typical alpha male. As in the good protagonists are mostly gone. Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero is a modern example of an ecchi harem done right. I absolutely enjoyed the series because the main was such a man's man. But I pose a question to you. Are any of these issues really the core and central problem? My answer is no. The answer is that all of these three problems are rooted in actually one central core problem, and it may just seem batshit crazy to you, but makes perfect sense to me. Monogamy. Before you wonder if I lost what remains of my marbles, consider this. If you take away the monogamous bits, you actually get rid of many of these problems, or at least make them less insufferable. Before I continue, I'll make sure you understand what terms I'm using. Some people often ask me, what is the difference between monogamy and polygamy? Monogamy is a term, a word to define limiting you to choosing only one person to marry and be in a relationship with. Polygamy is the exact opposite in that there are no marriage or relationship limits. People often call it bigamy, but bigamy is only existed in a monogamous society. If you make the scenario filled with actual polygamy, you take away the spinelessness of the main character by default. After all, if you take away the limits of monogamy and take away the making the choice aspect, which is the crux of what makes many main characters spineless, it actually gives the main character very little reason to hold back. Also, yes, it still does keep the main appeal to younger men everywhere, and that this is supposed to be the demographic it mainly targets, despite its lacking of realism, i.e., it appeals to the harem fantasy. If anything, it makes the self-fulfillment even better. It also makes the girls who are insufferably bland less insufferable as a result. Think about it. Think about it. One of the biggest parts of the female's trope monotony is the aspect that monogamy brings their blandness out, i.e., they're always competing for the D, as in the dick. It is no substitute for good character writing. However, I did also implicate the phrase less insufferable, which is exactly what the payout of polygamy brings for the more tropey female characters. Since there is no focus on competition, there becomes time to develop their personality. You can save precious seconds, minutes, and possibly even hours in the anime from the monotonous, repetitive competing over the D. After all, if the main doesn't have to choose anyone, there's no need to compete for affection, meaning the females can develop. beyond these mere tropes. It saves time, because they can use that time to develop their own humanity, whether it be through hobbies, through interests, through redemption stories. The possibilities are endless there with this time saved. And while polygamy may not solve the first problem, i.e., the repetitiveness and all that, it nonetheless provides more variety, since there are technically no limits to polygamy. Whereas monogamy will always run the same limits because of it's a limited concept in of itself. Whom you end up with is both the central problem and central solution to all harem ecchi anime, i.e., whom you will marry is the central root of it all. You would think that in a day and age where homosexuality is legal, encouraged, and respected by a wide variety of groups in America, that polygamy would not, should not, follow behind. But do tell me in the comments section of what you think. Do you think we should keep with the boring, monotonous tone of monogamy due to your own traditional beliefs, and turn anime into your own personal propaganda machine? Or should we enrich our content with far less stale, less tired, and more diverse style of polygamy in anime? Now, it's about time for me to plug my channel. Remember to like this video, subscribe if you are new, click the bell to be notified of more One Man content. Follow me on Twitter at OneManCast346 and you will see the name IF Final Boss One Man. Follow me on Twitch at OneManCast, since I try stream to YouTube, Twitch, and Smashcast.tv. Playlist my OSTs, and consider donating and backing me on Patreon. The more people who back me on Patreon, the more money I will have to be playing games that you want me to play with you, to create more content that you want me to create, and to generally improve the channel as a whole. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I am One Man. Have a nice day. Never stop loving anime. I will see you next time.